Sports bettors, I've already given out two sharp bets for Monday Night Football, and I'm going to be giving out another two bets. So Giants, Cowboys. Two plays I've already given out are Cowboys money line, absolute hammer at plus 108, and then the Cowboys plus half on the first half point spread at minus 110 odds on FanDuel. So both of these plays were given out earlier. I have them in my tracking sheet where, by the way, we're up 11K since the start of football season. Hopefully, you've been able to tail some of these sports bets. But what we're going to be going through in this video is just two more really sharp bets, okay? So not much has changed in the money line since we bet on the Cowboys. You can see that the game is roughly a coin flip, right? Most bookmakers have markets slightly juiced towards the Giants. Like on DraftKings, you can see you have to bet the Giants at minus 115. Right? Whereas the Cowboys, you can get minus 105. So really hard to even get a team above plus money anymore unless you're placing a bet on Pinnacle, which is offering plus 100 on the Cowboys, or the Betfair Exchange, which is a peer-to-peer betting market, a very efficient betting market, which you can see they're laying plus 104 on the Cowboys. So pretty clearly, my bet at plus 108 still looks quite good in terms of the value, right? So pretty happy with it. Giants 1 point spread favorites, and the total still very low, set at 39.5. If you want to play the over, make sure you're betting it on DraftKings, BetOnline, or BWin. Always pick up those half point in values, right? Don't place bets over under 30. Don't bet on the over 39.5 when you can get over 39, right? That is how you lose your shirt sports betting. We go through this all the time. But when you're betting at minus 110 juice, you only have to win 52.4% of your bets to break even. Like people who do this full time for a living, me, math people, quants, we're winning 55% of the time, right? This 10 grand in profit, 11 grand, it's all going to come from winning on spreads and totals 55% of the time, and it's going to continue to go up in front of your eyes as we place bets. So the difference between being a recreational bettor and winning 50% of the time and 55% of the time on spreads and totals, it really is about being able to find those spots with value, where we're getting over 39 when everyone else is betting over 39.5. So always try to squeak out those half points in value as a sharp bettor. If you want to bet on the Giants point spread, pick them up minus 107. On the minus half as opposed to minus 110 on BetOnline where you're getting half a point worse and you're getting worse odds. Why would you ever bet on the Giants minus 1 when you can pick them up minus half on PointsBet, right? That's just foolish. It's absolutely foolish. So you can see lines just tick down towards the Cowboys on the Betfair Exchange. This was plus 104, minus 106. Now it's plus 102, minus 105. So lines continuing to move towards my Cowboys. But anyways, let's get into it. The first play I have isn't for this game, but I might as well share it. Under 57.5 in Massachusetts versus Eastern Michigan. Okay, so I found this play on the arbitrage betting tool. So all arbitrage betting means is there's enough of a discrepancy between sportsbook odds that you can bet on both sides and earn a risk-free profit, right? We can actually see one. There's one that we'll go through here in a second for the Giants-Cowboys game. So what I found is in Eastern Michigan, Massachusetts, I could get under 57.5 on WinBet, which is 1.5 higher than the entire sports betting market, right? So we talk about finding those bets, those spreads, those totals, where you're able to increase your win probability to 55% of the time, right? And it's spots like these where we're betting under 57.5 when the rest of the world is betting under 56, right? Just using market data, treating every sportsbook as an independent data point of where the line should be set, it becomes very clear that under 57.5 on WinBet is an absolute hammer, right? Every sportsbook is basically setting the total at 56, so 1.5 lower, which is very meaningful in terms of college football. And Pinnacle, in their alternate markets, is pricing this at minus 132. So we're getting 22 cents of improvement from the sharpest sportsbook in the world, right? So it's free to browse odds on OddsJam for any sport you want to look at, and just make sure you're hunting down value, hunt down the value. So under 57.5, absolute hammer. Pipe that for 1.1K. Early bet you got to get on. So let's continue to go through a player prop I have. So we can take a look at the player props. Anytime TD scores, I'm sure we'll look for some value a bit later in the day. But the first play I have that I really like, or I don't have it locked in yet, but I will, is Noah Brown under 3.5 receptions on Underdog Fantasy. So Underdog Fantasy offering a great line on him. I don't have two things to pair it with, so I'm going to skip it over for now. Next play I have is Elliott over 59.5 rushing yards. I really like this, locked it in for 125. So a player prop. And then I also locked in, trying to squeak out value everywhere I can. Pollard over 2.5 receptions, minus 111. You can see Bet Online, very sharp offshore sportsbook. Pinnacle pricing this at minus 127. So getting good improvement. 2 bets with positive profit margins. Not the highest, profit margin. So I played them smaller for 125, but still good value. And again, this is an arbitrage bet. So we know there has to be a profitable bet. Either Caesars is the good bet or Bet Online is the good bet. So I really like this play on Pollard. So hopefully, you're able to lock in these 2 plays. So I hit this one right here. And then I also hit this one on FanDuel. So now we got some big bets shaping out for Monday Night Football. Let me know what you like in the comments, what you don't like. Noah Brown under 3.5 receptions. Zeke over 59.5 rushing yards. Tony Pollard over 2.5 receptions. Cowboys first half spread. Cowboys money line. That's what we're rolling with. 5 bets. Let's make some freaking money.